Let's start this recording. Welcome, welcome, everyone. I am so excited to start the 4 Zooms to create your own reality with how to become a millionaire unicorn. Woof, that sounds fun, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
in case you did not read my little story that I posted when I sent the invite, about a year ago, I started looking at my finances, like really looking at them, because I know how much money I have to play with for my operating expenses, my home, things like that. But I never quite looked at my assets. And so I finally sat down and looked at what I own, what I have, and it was awesome to see that I was a millionaire. And what was awesome is
Oh,
I actually did not every day think, how can I become a millionaire? I just be me. I just do what I do. And yeah, of course, I made some investments, but it was so surprising to me that it had like the accumulation of everything had created that. So tonight, I would like to talk, or tonight or this morning, because I know some of you in the world, it's the morning. Um, I would like to present to you 2 aspects of how to become a millionaire unicorn. First, the aspect of you gotta be you, because if you're not you, you're always copying somebody else's way of being, and it can never create as much as what you would like to create. And the second part is how to adapt or how to simply be open to what this reality actually requires for you to be able to make a lot of money. How does that sound? Good?
great.
Awesome. And if you have questions, you can either ask them as I'm talking or later on if you would like. So, the first thing is you have to be you, because if you're not you, you can only duplicate something that somebody, while they were themselves, figured out, right? So I love marketing and I have studied a lot of marketing experts. I took a lot of classes just because it's fun for me. And every time I tried to copy somebody else's marketing material, it worked a little bit for me, but not as much as it did for them, right? So for them, it created huge abundance and clients and all of that. But for me, it never quite worked. And I know better than making myself wrong. No, I did not do what they did wrong. It just did not always fit with what I wanted to create. So for instance, you know, whoa, I make a lot of videos, and it's very common for people to say you have to invite your people to something with your videos. Like you have to structure your videos with, this is why you need to listen to me. And then, and then this is the content, which is only this much. And then the last part is why you need to pay me for more. Well, that never worked for me. It never like, first of all, I don't have to prove who I am. I don't have to justify why I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to you because I like speaking to you. And the invitation is simply for you to have what you want. If from what I'm saying, you want to continue working with me, great, awesome. But that's not why I'm making those videos. I'm making those videos because I want you to have what I think is useful, and a space of non-judgment, a space of creation that I don't often see. That's it, okay? That's my target. That's my target for those Zooms, and that's my target with everything that I do. I want you to have what works for you, all right? So actually, I lied. I said I was going to take questions later, but I would love if somebody here would like to participate and maybe give us a situation where they feel they cannot wholly be themselves. Does anybody have a situation? Okay, so you're all feeling good about being yourself. Well, that's awesome, man. So you've all figured it out. That's great. That's awesome. Now,
Hey, Sophie.
yes. Hi, Erica.
I feel like I'm just edging into that. Like I'm getting just such a greater awareness of that, of who I really am and being who I am. So I'm in the beginning stage.
So I know Erica just a little bit. And what's really cool about you, Erica, is you have created so much in your business, in your life. I mean, you have beautiful children and you run schools for beautiful children. Do you actually give yourself permission to just acknowledge what you've created? That's it? To just be like, wow, I'm pretty awesome. Do you actually do that?
No, I don't. I joke that I need to tattoo it on me to acknowledge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that may be where being you would take a different a take, because if you acknowledge everything that you've created, you would walk around the world like, well, I can only be me because look what I've created by being me. Like it's pretty freaking awesome, right? So it's like the first thing is please, please, please acknowledge your creation. Even if you feel like the only creation is that you got up this morning, that's fine. At least acknowledge that. I know Erica has created so much, and I'm going to try to stay polite tonight, but she's created so much. So taking the time, like if possible every day, but at least every few days, to just acknowledge what you have created and who you are. It's pretty awesome. Now, Erica, is there a situation where you feel like it's more difficult to be you?
Definitely around my parents and family. I want to say it's the biggest challenge because I feel like I have to get smaller or solid or something. Just
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sure
Okay.
you have no idea what that's like.
No idea. So, what have you decided being you is?
Mm. Yeah, what have I? Well, kind of like this light is displaying over my shoulder. Bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, now, some parents, when they interact with you, they may be stressed, they may be worried, they may be concerned. So maybe a bright light may not be what they require at that time,
Yeah.
because they may need a soothing light. They may need a light that encourages them, that gives them the space to cry if they need to cry, or be pissed if they need to be pissed, right? Now, you don't do that at all, do you?
I'm listening. I'm like, oh, that sounds so good.
So maybe being you is not always being the big bright light. Maybe being you is just being there and listening, right? And just being quiet. Because, I mean, I'm sure you've all had that experience. If you have a very angry person in front of you, like being as big and as loud as we are truly may not work, because that big angry person is going to want to go and be more loud than you are. But being the gentle voice, the gentle energy that you can also choose to be, may work in front of a big angry person, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So all of you, like, just write down what you think being you is, and ask yourself, is there another way that you could be you? Like, what other situation would you be the opposite of that? Just to try, just to have fun with it. So I'm somebody who doesn't like things that are not fair. And so if I'm in a situation where I see somebody creating an unfair situation, my reaction is often anger. But I recently realized that that creates nothing. So in that case, me being me may actually just be quiet, and but be the energy of sending thoughts to people of, well, what else is possible. So what do I mean by that? If you have never heard this, there is a tool where you have to acknowledge that most of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions are not yours. You pick them up from everything and everyone around you. So when you think something, when you feel something, especially if it's strong, ask yourself, okay, am I the one thinking that? Or is maybe somebody else thinking that I'm just aware of it? Okay. So we say, we say, who does this belong to? And if you've never heard of Access Consciousness, throughout this call, I'm going to share the tools of Access Consciousness. So we say, who does this belong to? Is this mine, or is this somebody else? And if it's somebody else, all you have to do first is acknowledge that it's somebody else's, and then say, return it to sender. Just return it to sender. That's it. You don't have to, figure out what to do with it. You don't have to do anything. Just return it to sender. Most of the time, that'll be enough. And if it stays with you, then maybe you like it. Maybe it's useful in your life. Like if you are angry and you realize it's not your anger, but it doesn't go away when you say return to sender, maybe it's because being angry serves you in this 5 seconds, right? Or 10 seconds. So if you are in a situation where being you feels like it's not possible, or you can't be as joyful or as happy or as crazy as you truly be, ask yourself, okay, so what if I was being me and something else? Like what else? What else could being me look like if in that situation it doesn't work? Okay, does that make sense? Does anybody have questions about that?
I do have a question, Sophie.
Go, Sarah.
I was going to write, being me is, and then I just stopped and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what to write.
So okay, so what if that was not wrong? And is it that you don't know, or is it that there's so many things that are you that it would take you a long time to list everything?
I don't know. I know I do think a lot of things pop into my head, but then I immediately, I don't know if this is judging myself or not, but I'm like, well, no, I don't want to say that I'm that. Like, I was thinking like, oh, I'm like expansive. And I'm like, well, that's not great. Cause then every time I get settled in one place, I just want to keep going and getting bigger and like, and so and then I'm like, oh, I think like I'm helpful to other people or I'm creative, but it's like these things I don't want to say.
Why not? Why wouldn't you want to say that?
I don't know. Well, with the helpful to other people, I feel like that's something that I'm like, maybe I want to like focus on myself more and like, I don't need to be helping people all the time.
Right. But you can do both, right? You can help people and you can support others too.
That's true. Yes. It's true.
Right? So you can start the list. The list is actually to see what you are considering not you. So everything that you've listed is great. You're not going to be that all the time. Those are just aspects of you, okay. Right? And then some other times you'll be something else. But the reason I ask that you guys make the list is to see what you're missing. So things that you think are not you. So for instance, not many people will write, being me is being angry. But there are situations where being angry may be required, or looking like you're angry. You may not be angry, but maybe you need to look like you're angry to get something. So maybe being you is just being what's required in the moment.
Okay. So there's no wrong thing about being me.
Nothing's wrong.
Okay.
Nothing's wrong, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah. So
I had a situation today where I had to be angry on the phone to get what I wanted. And it worked.
Exactly. Did you get what you wanted, Art?
Yes, I did.
Yay! That's awesome. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, go ahead. Hola.
Sorry, I just wanted to add something. If you were to ask me this question like in January of this year, I would have probably been struggling to try to fit in like my qualities, because it was so confusing, you know, if you wanted to kind of like structure it as we love to do sometimes in this stupid reality, like, oh, I'm like, I'm this, that. And it was so funny because I've been demanding the past couple of weeks to say, universe, show me my authentic self. Universe, show me what I really am. And I was having this conversation with a friend yesterday, and she was really depressed, and she was talking about, I don't know who I am anymore. And I'm like, do you know what's beautiful? Is that you are everything. And what I've come to the realization is that I can't fit myself into a certain mold, because I am sensitive and I'm fierce. I am anger and I am calm. I am an extrovert and I am an introvert. I am all these things, and all these things exist within me. And it's only when, you know, you're truly present in a space or in a certain dynamic, and then you realize what's really required, and then you just allow that to flow through you, and that would be what is required for that situation. But you don't let it engulf you. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no,
so
that's
and that's it. And that is the energy that's required at that point. And it creates whatever it creates. And now I'm whatever next is required, and whatever next is required. So yeah, so I don't know if that helps, but I just find that I'm the expression of everything and whatever is required.
It's very well said. Very well said.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I wanna take one of the words that Ola just said. She used the word mold. So there are some roles that we have to play in this reality that look like we have to be a certain mold. So for instance, I'm a mom, I'm a businesswoman, you know, I love working with computers, but I'm an actor as well. Like, you know, there's just each role has its mold. So because of that category, I have to be a certain way. Now, what's really cool is that when you start acknowledging, just like Ola did, that you can be everything, those molds don't matter anymore. So for instance, let's say that you are your kid's school and parents expect you to be proper, to wear proper clothes, to, you know, say nice things and listen and, you know, and nod and all of that good stuff. But you're like, you're having a crappy day, you're in jeans and t-shirt, and you just want to say F you to everybody, right? Now, the cool thing is when you acknowledge you can be everything, it's really easy for just 30 minutes, an hour, to fit that mold that's required right there and not be angry that you have to fit that mold, because you can be that. There's no more resistance to what people require of you, because you know you can be all of it. And the beauty of this is that's how you're going to make money. Okay, so let's get to that part now, because I know this is why you all came on the call. Everyone who wants to share something with the world, or even if you just want to offer a service or product, because of your service or your product, you are this level in the world. And the people that want to buy your product or service are at this level in the world. So basically, they're not yet where you are. And it could be very quick for them to get there, but they're not there yet. So in order to communicate with them about your service or product, you cannot speak from where you are, because you will go above them. So this is why acknowledging being you means being everything is very important, because that's where you're going to be able to go to their level, not necessarily agree or align with what they're saying, but use words and energies that they understand, that they can connect with. And it's by using those words and energies that they are going to be interested in what you have to offer, because by doing this, you're still showing them what's possible. You're like, I am here and I was there. And a perfect example, if you know Dr. Dane here, who is one of the founders of Access Consciousness, he often talks about when he wanted to commit suicide. Now today, I'm pretty sure he does not want to commit suicide, but he talks about this because that makes him relatable. Because even though he's the millionaire who travels the world and, you know, is in his fancy suits, he's still somebody who gets where other people are right now. Excuse me. So in order to communicate and bring people along with you, you're going to have to speak their language. Does that make sense? Yeah? Awesome.
Yes.
So that's where you can be the unicorn. You can be the magical being that you are. You can be everything that you want to be on your day on, where you don't want to fit anybody's mold. You can be all of that. And you can also communicate with the rest of the world in a way that the rest of the world will get it. So they pay you for it or they buy it, whatever situation it is. And also, when you consider all energies, all possibilities, that means everything that you don't want to be judged about, everything that you resist, when you include all of it, now you become aware of different possibilities of receiving money. So I'm not somebody who ever thought of myself as an investor. I never thought I don't know how to invest. I don't understand anything in investments. But about 4 years ago, I was presented with the possibility of an investment that is the one that made me a millionaire. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that sounds good. Because it was just suddenly I was opening up to something that I did my research, I did my due diligence, but I was opening up, even though I had all these points of views, I was only opening up to something new and different. And it worked. It created great abundance for me. It created great joy too. So this is where really, truly opening up everything that you think you are and including things that you think you're not is not only is going to allow you to communicate with people who may not be yet where you are, or it's going to make you aware of possibilities that you were not aware of. Now, for some reason, there's a little energy that just came up about resistance. So I would like to know, is there something that you're resistant making money with? Tell me. Okay, so if I say, oh, Bitcoin. Okay, awesome. Bitcoin, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so Bitcoin is it's one possible investment. That's actually called cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is one of the cryptocurrencies. And when you do research on Bitcoin, you'll find many, many other possibilities of cryptocurrencies, not just Bitcoin. That's one possibility. And to tell you the truth, I personally, there's like, it doesn't match anything that I have not been presented with an investment possibility with cryptocurrency that matches who I am or what I create in the world. So far, I have not invested in cryptocurrency, okay? But if you are interested, if every time you hear it, you're like, ooh, I want to know more, then there are so many classes online available. But let me tell you something. YouTube is going to be your best friend, because on YouTube, there's a lot of information from a lot of different people. So if you really are interested, if that sounds interesting, like maybe you're resisting it because you feel you don't understand it, or you don't have enough information. Please go and find. Not having enough information is never a reason to not do something, okay? Because there's way too much information available today at your fingertips for stopping yourself because you don't have the information. Anything else? Any other thing that you're resisting?
Yes.
Go ahead, Ola.
I've got a very interesting point of view that I don't know how to invest. And if I do try to, I'm going to lose everything, which is a very interesting and limiting point of view in itself, that I'm aware of. But for some reason, even though I've spoken to a couple of people that have invested, it just sounds too easy.
All right. Well, right there, it's interesting because right there you just presented 2 points of views that will allow you to make money. First, the first was that I'm gonna lose money if I invest. Well, then don't invest, because then you're going to lose money. That's for sure. And it's too easy. It's not too easy. So, did you decide that if something is easy, it's not worth it?
No, I think I've decided that if something's too easy, it cannot be too easy because there's a hidden agenda in there and that I'm not aware of. It's a very interesting way of looking at it.
Right, and it's possible too. I mean, it's possible when you hear something that sounds easy, people are only giving you half the information. I'm just going to mute you for 1 second. So people sometimes only give you half the information. So if you think, well, there's something missing here, it's most likely that there is something missing here. So please trust your awareness on that. Don't just go, oh, it's me thinking it can be that easy. I mean, in all honesty, it can be easy, but a lot of times it requires information before you make the investment. So will you please not judge yourself because you think, oh, it's too easy?
Yes.
When you judge yourself, you cannot see what you are aware of, okay? So if you have a judgment about your thoughts, about how you behave, you will not be able to see what's behind that. So maybe you just need to have more information. Maybe it's not about, like, I don't actually think investments are easy or hard. I think there's a lot of people who are so excited because investments have worked for them that you just need to ask, okay, what will it take for this to work for me? It's not because it worked for somebody else that it would necessarily work for you. So you have to maybe get more information. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah. And now, how can you use being you to gather more information?
I'll ask the universe to bring those people to me. That's an easy one.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll talk to people because you're very good at talking to people.
I am. I'm very good at manifesting people that give me the answer, even if I'm at a checkout counter waiting for my turn. So yes, I will do that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anybody else has a resistance to something to receive money? What if I say, are you willing to receive money with your body? Anybody has a resistance to that?
Of course I do.
I do. I guess I need more information.
Yeah. So I remember when I started taking Access Consciousness classes, I had 2 friends who were paying for Access classes by being strippers. And I thought that was fascinating. Like, I had never thought of that. Even though I knew somebody who paid for college being a stripper, I thought that was fascinating. So there are many ways. I mean, that's just one way. But yeah, how could you use your body to receive money. Maybe it's asking your body where is a good investment, because your body wants to make money. Or it could be wearing clothes that make you feel like you know what you're talking about, you know. Or it could be like, right now I have a new business where I need my body to be very strong to be able to make money. So I'm working out because I need my body to be very strong. Otherwise, that's just not going to work. Right? So there are ways to make money with your body, but you have to include your body in it. So being you is not just here or here, it's also with your body. How are you being you with your body? Are you celebrating your body? Are you judging your body? Are you taking care of your body? Are you listening to your body? If you really truly want to be you in this world, you're going to have to include your body in it. That makes sense? Cool.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Do you guys have any questions about the body or anything that comes up when I talk about that?
Yeah, so oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Sarita.
So if I'm gonna ask my body, like, how do you want to make money? Is it just that I just ask my body just like that?
Yes. So you can just ask your body, show me how to make money. And you can say, show me how to make money with ease, or show me what you need to make money, or show, like, you know, if you have a list of things that you want to do, ask your body to show you which one will make you money first. Kate says, my body is ill, and I think if I work, my body will break down. Yeah, so maybe your body is telling you something about the type of work you need to do right now. A different kind of type of work. But yeah, if you ask your body, it will show you, it will actually give you everything that you need to make money. Because your body loves money. Because the nice clothes, the nice food, the first class travel, all of that your body is the one that benefits from it. So it wants you to have the money. Oh yeah. Now, I would like to share something, because I'm really looking at what I do in the morning when I start my day. And I have heard, you know, several people say they were meditating. And then recently I heard someone say, oh, they just get out of bed and they go do rapid movements. Now, they say that the reason why they do rapid movements is because it gets their heart beating faster. And so it creates this energy of, like, just a bigger energy, an intense energy of, we're going to do something, we're going to create something great today. So this is a really, and that person that mentioned this to me makes a lot of money. So I thought that was really interesting, because I usually just let my body do whatever it wants to do in the morning. I never thought of using my body that way, of like generating an energy of what I want to have with my business or with my day, with my body first. Except I made a video one day of, I got out of the shower, I put a towel on, and I was like, I'm amazing, I'm fantastic, how does it get better than that? What's possible? And I made that video, and that video was very popular. So I think, like, that's the kind of energy you want to start your day with, like acknowledging, oh my gosh, I'm fantastic, oh, I am so excited to be alive. Or, you know, but just get your body involved with your voice, maybe with looking in your eyes and feeling with your heartbeat everything you're talking about. And that's how you're going to get the energy going, instead of, oh, another morning, instead of that. Right? Any question? Awesome. All right. So we talked about being you includes everything. We talked about how to make money, you're going to have to do two things. By being you, you're going to have to first communicate with the people at the level that they are, not where you are. So this requires that you remember what it's like before you got where you are. And then investing or asking your body to show you how to make money. And if you really want to be you, like I said, you got to include your body. So when to make money, your body's going to take you places, and make you do things that you did not think about before. Because your body has awarenesses that your mind, your heart cannot have. So it's also very connected. It's connected to the earth. Your body's connected to other people. Your body will know where to go. Have you ever had that experience of speaking with somebody, and either you feel like sleepy or you feel really like anxious and stressed? Your body is trying to tell you, don't talk to that person. They're not making you money. But you're being polite and you continue talking to that person. So my advice is, if your body shows you that you're tired, tired or contracted when you talk to somebody, stop talking. Just stop talking. They'll talk if they want to talk. Stop talking. If nobody talks, leave. I'm telling you, your body does not want you to talk to these people. All right. Yeah, stop talking. Actually, Gary Douglas, founder of Access, always told me I was talking too much. And I think the art of not talking and listening to people will tell you so much more, will give you so much more information than you trying to communicate something or share something. And people will find you very interesting if you listen to them. Even though you haven't said a word, they'll find you very, very interesting. Absolutely.
Can I ask a question on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have to say, I'm generally pretty good with listening to my body when it comes to people. I kind of sense who I need to speak to and who not to speak to. And if that person does come to me, I'm pretty good at being evasive enough to kind of get out of the conversation super quick. Mm-hmm. So I'm quite happy with that. However, what I've realized, which is something that I can't, I still don't have the tools for, let's say, is that there are times, last night's an example, whereby, for instance, I'm in a gathering and there's this person that is really interested to always be around, and she's like always listening to what I have to say. And I can sense that there's something not quite right. And so every time I move from one group to another, she's like a freaking shadow. She just moves around with me. And then towards literally within an hour or two, I start feeling an intense pain in my body, which I'm still feeling till now. And when I'm asking, it's like a curse or a demon, and I can't seem to kind of shake it off. So I've been kind of like playing clear a loop right now while we're on the call. But these things are starting to happen a little bit more dynamically with me, and it's creating this. At the moment, no. Like, it'll be random. I'd be going somewhere, and then I'd either come out of it really happy and fully charged, or I'll come out of it with an intense ache or rigidity in my body that I'll need to clear energetically over a period of day or two.
Okay, so let's leave the demons or the curse on the side for now and ask yourself, is it time for you to acknowledge how famous you are?
Wait, what?
Is it time for you to acknowledge how famous you are?
Oh, okay. I guess that's not, yeah.
Okay, you laughed, so it's light, so it's true.
Yes.
So here's something I learned a while back. You cannot function when people look up to you, when people admire you, you cannot function the same way than when people don't know you. It's just a very different way. So you ask, what body, what energy do I need to be to function in this new reality?
Okay. Oh, wow, that's very light. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Basically, right now you're in another reality. I mean, you're in a new reality and you're trying to function from this past reality, but that's
Right.
not anymore. So you have to ask your body, okay, what's required here? Not in the past, not in what we were doing before, but here, where
Right.
you have more authority. Some people see you as a leader. They want your advice. That's a very, very different energy.
It is.
Yeah.
It is for sure. Okay, thank you. I'm like tempted to stand up now. Ow. Okay.
Exactly.
A little bit there.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Ooh, that was
Thank
a good
you.
one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ola. Oh, that was good. Anybody else has more questions? I want to say one last thing before we go. So when you're being all of you in the world, there are some people that are going to notice that and they're going to have a reaction to it. So it could be that, wow, it's amazing, it's awesome. And just like what Ola said, now they're, putting you on a pedestal, or they're looking at you like somebody they want to ask advice from. So that's a different energy. And some people are going to have a negative reaction. So they could be jealous. They want to have the same energy that you be. They want to be everything themselves. They want to be them, but they don't think they can. And so if they don't think they can, and if they're jealous, you're going to pick up that, wow, okay, so they don't think they can do that. You now need to be an energy where you include them. So basically, even if they don't choose to be all of them, that's okay, they're still included. You still acknowledge them. That's one possibility. Or they're going to judge you, and you know that judgment is not real, but it sure sounds like real. So you're gonna have to realize, okay, so when people acknowledge that I am being all of me, they may judge me. And if you receive the judgment, you're going to make more money. Why is that? Because first, when you receive the judgment, you're now expanding all the energies that you can receive. So all the energies that match that judgment, you now can receive them, which can come in the form of money. Two, my throat is really dry. The second energy the second thing that's going to happen is that now you become somebody that is what they want to be. A lot of people on this planet would love to receive judgment and not react to it. So when they see someone, excuse me, when they see someone who receives the judgment, they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what she's doing or what he's having, but I want it. And they'll buy whatever it is you have to offer because they want to be like that too. So you see, people are going to have a very different reaction. Now, a few centuries ago, if you were being all of you, so it was possible that you would be put in jail or killed or hurt or tortured, or your family was tortured. It is not the case anymore. Today, you can be you and not be hurt or tortured or put in jail. But there are ways that you're going to communicate being you with the world, so that maybe you're not being observed as this weird thing. So for instance, if you go to the doctor and they tell you what you have, and you're like, hey, I can't change that. And then you change it as you're at the doctor's office. Don't tell the doctor that you don't need the medicine. Just take the medicine and leave. It's okay. You can change it as soon as you know it. That's your capacity. Awesome, great. Change it. Don't tell the doctor, because they're going to think you're weird, and maybe they're going to give you something else. So know that every time you're going to have to adapt at how people are going to react, but that doesn't mean you cannot be use it to your advantage. You just have to use whatever it is they're giving you, whatever energy they're giving you when you're being you, how they're reacting. Use it to your advantage. That's it. It works.
Sophie, could you be more clear about how to receive a judgment?
Yes. Okay, so first of all, receiving does not mean agreeing with the judgment. It just means noticing that somebody is judging you and letting it go, because the judgment is theirs, it's not yours. So you're not agreeing with the judgment, you're not resisting the judgment. You're like, oh, this person is judging me, cool. And then you go on with your life. That's receiving judgment. You are noticing and acknowledging the judgment, but you don't make a big deal about it. That's it. You move on, because it's not yours, it's theirs. That's it. That's receiving judgment.
Okay. So should we attempt to, is it okay to like interact or be, I guess like interact or be friends or attempt to have interactions with people, even if they're judging us and they're going to hold that judgment? Like, I'm not thinking about like extremely hurtful judgments, but like if someone judges me as like being woo-woo or being boring because I don't do certain things, or is it okay to just be like, just interact with them even though I know they have these judgments of me?
Of course, absolutely. I mean, I know many people who judge me and who are still in my life, and I love them very much. Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
I've wondered that since I've become more understanding of what judgments are and things, then I wonder if I'm perpetuating that judgment of myself by interacting with someone and maybe not standing up for myself, which I guess would be like resisting and reacting to it, to like tell them, hey, stop judging me in this way. You're wrong. But
no, so this is interesting, because a lot of time when people judge us, we tend to judge back a little bit, be like, oh, she's judging me, oh, she's a bad person judging me.
Yeah.
Well, or just like, I guess judging them for judging us, but that just perpetuates the judgment instead of, like, that's not receiving it. Receiving judgment. Okay, cool, she's judging me, cool, love you. That's it. And moving on.
Okay, I have not been doing that, so I'll try that.
Yeah. It works, man. It really works.
Okay, thanks.
Remember that with judgments, it's their point of view.
Yes, it's just their point of view. And if you realize, like, also, you're not in that person's shoes. So whatever their day is going, however that day is going, or however, like, you may remind them of the person who just cut them off in the street, or you may have the same name than their worst enemy in high school. Like, you don't know why they're judging you. It could be a very, very silly thing. So you can't really make their judgment serious. I mean, it's whatever they felt like thinking or saying that day. That's it. Okay, cool. And also, when you don't make judgment significant, it dissipates the judgment so quickly that you can actually create something else with that person. But if you make it significant, it's like this big thing in between you and that person that doesn't go away. So receiving it, be like, okay, cool. I'm gonna just receive it and move on. And oh, my life is amazing. Awesome. That's it. This is why you need to acknowledge yourself. And I'm really glad that Erica spoke earlier, because if you have a habit of acknowledging yourself all the time, when somebody judges you, it won't matter. They'll be like, hey, I'm cool anyway. Cool. And you'll move on. Awesome. Well, I just landed from Paris about 3 hours ago, so my head is a little like not sure what day, what place this is. Does anybody else have any question? Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap this up. Going once, going twice. Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you to everyone. And I know even if you have not asked a question, I very much appreciate your presence on this call. It's been felt, it is acknowledged. And I am grateful that of who you are and who you choose to be in the world. And join us next Thursday, same time, same place. And for the, I can't remember what the next one is.
Hold on, is it Thursday or Friday?
Well, for you it's Friday, but for us it's
okay.
Thursday. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, it's a very cool topic. I'll send it all to you guys. So thank you so much, and I will post and send the replay within the next 24 hours. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.